All right, FBI Director Kash Patel, hearing on Capitol Hill. And by the way, he's going to be in front of the House committee today. It ended up in a shouting match with certain Democrats accusing him of politicizing the FBI.
We have countlessly proven you to be a liar in Russiagate, in January 6th. You are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward.
You can't lecture me.
You can tell me my time's over.
You may be the charge of the
I'm not going anywhere.
but I am not afraid of you.
Mr. Chairman.
Not afraid of you.
What does that even mean? I'm not afraid of you. Kayleigh McEnany is co-host of Outnumbered, the host of a new Saturday show. We're excited about it. It's going to be Saturday in America with Kayleigh McEnany from 10 to noon.
That's right.
Congratulations on that. It's so deserved.
Thank you.
And I will be watching for one. You've screwed up my weekends now. You have my mornings.
I apologize.
It's okay. So Kayleigh, your thoughts about that exchange? We didn't get that with Christopher Wray.
No. Adam Schiff said that there was clear evidence of collusion in plain sight. This is what that man said. Clear evidence, plain sight. And meanwhile, he's privy to all kinds of classified information on top of that.
With the Russia investigation.
He had the audacity to say that. And so for him to yell at Kash Patel, Kash said, you are the one who weaponized intelligence, Adam Schiff. And he is exactly right. He has been severely discredited, Adam Schiff. So he's relegated to yelling from the halls of Congress now because he never had the facts on his side and he completely defamed the president.
I like that he goes back at it. And the one thing about the president hired people that can handle themselves in a debate. So that's he's got with Dan Bongino. That's who he's got with Kash. That's what he has with Kristi Noem, Tulsi Gabbard. So when you engage them, it's not some technocrat. They're like, no, I'll go deep. I'll go deep as I have to.
Yep.
I was pretty astounded yesterday, and everyone's got their own style of reporting. But when that ABC reporter came out and said how touched he was by the exchange between the alleged assassin and his gay lover, your thought about how that was characterized?
It's not just ABC. I was watching live in real time last night on Abby Phillips' show when Montel Williams said the same thing, that this was a child, in his words, defending his lover, in his words. And even Abby Phillip, far leftist, in my view, pushed back and said, no, there was a political motivation here. When you have the attorney general come out, or rather the district attorney, and say there was a left-wing ideology, and say there was this animus, this is a very credible DA, someone not politically motivated, someone who laid out the facts for the nation as he has found them in text messages, in a motive articulated in text messages that some hate is not worth negotiating with, which is essentially what that individual, Tyler Robinson, wrote in the text. You have a motive written out in plain sight. And yet you have people like Montel Williams and an ABC reporter denying it. It is sick. It is trying to change history. It is devastating to having any sort of accountability. And it is appalling to the family of Charlie Kirk, who deserves the truth to be reported.
So when you just have the story, what do you mean with Caitlin Collins last night in her show came out and says they have not found a motive? Yeah. He said it's a motive.
The motive is written in a text message, Brian. I saw that play out, too, live. I was screaming at my television. It is written out in a text message. In fact, the lover said, the roommate, why did you do this? To which Tyler Robinson responded, some hate you cannot negotiate with. Again, I am paraphrasing that. It is written for you. And a so-called journalist like Caitlin Collins, who I sparred with in the press briefing room, can't even get the facts straight. It's appalling. It
is. Why do you think people going out of their way? They just don't want to make it somebody who hated the right, hated Charlie Kirk as conservative. What do they fear?
They fear the actual truth taking hold, so they have to create an alternate narrative. Right. And we have to put the facts out there. We have to stop this from happening, and we have to be in this together. The left and the right, I applaud John Fetterman, someone who's come out, condemned this in real time. We've all got to stand against this. And the facts are what they are. Don't try to change them. With
Dave McCormick last night on a special report, they came together to talk about how they come together because they know how wrong this is. You know what is right? Saturday in America with Kayleigh McEnany. Kayleigh, it debuts this week?
It debuts on Saturday, so be there, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Congratulations, going to be great.
Senator Adam Schiff, D. California, sharply criticized Kash Patel's tenure as FBI Director Wednesday, telling reporters that he viewed Patel's leadership as deeply partisan and a terrible tragedy for the nation's sprawling law enforcement agency. Speaking at a news conference alongside former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, D. California, and other House Democrats, Schiff took umbrage at Patel's testimony one day earlier before the Senate Judiciary Committee, which Schiff said further crystallized his concerns about politicization within the Bureau. The FBI has been the premier law enforcement agency in the country and the world because they've been constantly professional and nonpartisan, Schiff said Wednesday, noting the close working relationship he had with FBI agents during the years he spent as a federal prosecutor. It is a terrible tragedy, I think, for the men and women of the Bureau to have such poor leadership that is replacing expertise with incompetence. That is replacing nonpartisanship with the most rabid partisanship, Schiff told Fox News. And this is not unrelated to why we're here today. His remarks come as Patel appeared on Capitol Hill Wednesday for a second day of testimony before the Senate and House Judiciary Committees. Both hearings were marked by sharp lines of questioning from Democrats, who grilled Patel on issues ranging from a flurry of FBI firings, the Bureau's handling of the Epstein files, and concerns of politicization, among many other topics. Schiff, in particular, pressed Patel on his tenure at the FBI, saying the Bureau's agents, mostly assigned to its 52 field offices across the country and loath to see their work politicized, wanted to know what, if any, marching orders Patel had received from President Donald Trump. The heated back and forth devolved into a shouting match between the two, as Schiff pressed Patel repeatedly on the firings of FBI agents and whether those individuals were removed for political reasons. Patel, for his part, described Schiff as a political buffoon. Speaking to reporters Wednesday, Schiff said Patel's appearance did little to assuage his broader fears of weaponization within the Bureau. "You can't have a vibrant democracy without the rule of law," he told Fox News. "You can't have the rule of law if you have a weaponized FBI and a weaponized Justice Department. And sadly, that's what we have here today," Schiff said. He also weighed in on Patel's remarks yesterday on the Epstein files, another issue that sparked intense criticism from lawmakers. After Patel claimed Tuesday that there was no credible evidence that Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking women other than for himself. Schiff said it was a startling claim, particularly from someone who had previously promoted the belief that Epstein maintained a vast client list of powerful people. So it was completely contradictory to everything he said in the past, he said. He also noted Patel's refusal to answer his questions on why Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche declined to press Ghislaine Maxwell further on the cabinet members she identified as being close to Epstein or having a relationship with him during a 2-day interview in July. Blanche refused to ask who they were and just ignored her comment, Schiff added. And this is, again, the kind of incompetence we're seeing, he said. Incompetence is probably the most polite thing I can describe, but it certainly looks like a cover-up. The Justice Department and FBI have struggled to quell the mounting public pressure on them to release more information related to the Epstein investigation, underscoring the story's sticking power in a fast-moving news cycle and among Trump supporters, who have been some of the leading voices in demanding the information be released.